And that's the end of me pretending y'all not there.
It's time for bed. Hey y'all, it's editing Rosemarika. Please, please, please ignore the fact that it's daytime during this video. I understand I said now it's time to get ready for bed. It's daytime. Listen, it started getting too late. I figured let me just record this video once I wake up. Mind you clearly see I have a different hairstyle, so it's also recorded on a different day. So I just wanted to use my content and reduce, reuse, recycle. So yes, please ignore that it's daytime. That's just because it was more efficient and better for me to record it during the day. And yes, let's just hop back into this video. You'll hear another disclaimer of ignoring the fact that it's daytime. So yeah, all right, let's get back into it. It's another day, it's another chance. Time to seize a moment. Watch me do my dance, period. Hey y'all, it's Rosemarika. Welcome to my channel where I make videos about approaching the unattractive aspects toward accepting self and community love. You may wonder, how is she gonna do that? How is she gonna approach such a dense topic? To that I say, subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notifications to find out when I post my how video. And for today, we will be talking about my why. Why do I make these types of videos? Why do I make this type of content? Why? Why? Why?
Warum? Pourquoi? Why?
Exactly. I'll actually be taking us back in time and informing y'all on why I make videos on how to navigate and approach the unattractive aspects toward accepting community and self-love. I'm gonna take y'all back to December 2022.
Yes, this is legit me from December 2022, y'all. So sometimes envy, insecurity, low self-esteem, shame, feelings of denial, delusion, guilt, doubt, despair, pain, and self-sabotage can look like a bad bitch going to the store. Yes, all those terms I just mentioned is what actually was going on during this time. It was actually one of the lowest points in my life. I was deeply insecure, and I just learned that I had been practicing envy and towards somebody that I considered my sister, and I did a whole lot of self-sabotage as well. That kind of really just put so much more salt on the wounds that were being opened and exposed. So sometimes low self-esteem and being in despair and having really dark thoughts can look like that.
Now, instead of being the person who got hurt, I became the person who perpetuated the hurt. Imagine that paired with a victim mentality. Babe,
Hey!
it wasn't a safe place for me in me. Just a recipe for disaster. And what I mean by disaster is like self-resentment, despair, just pain, okay? Just pain and heartache. There were opportunities for me to voice my feelings and voice my insecurities, yet I was just too afraid to take them. I thought like, oh my gosh, if I say this out loud, then it makes it real. If I say I'm envious, if I say I'm feeling shame, if I say I'm insecure, then that makes me an envious, shameful, insecure person. And if I admit that, I will literally painfully evaporate and disappear and just hurt in the process. So I didn't make space for myself to even admit those emotions in the first place. And that also led me to not making space for those closest to me. And even the whole idea of me painfully evaporating into a puddle, like, I'm dramatic. I am. It's something I'm still accepting because it surprises me sometimes in other avenues of my life. But yes, I'm also dramatic in case you didn't know. And so that paired with these big feelings of like, no, if I tell this person that's how I've been feeling, it's just gonna be horrible. And ironically enough, everything I was running away from is exactly what I ended up becoming. Commercial break. So, if you're liking the story so far and you want to get to know more about that time in Rosemarika's life, go to the description box down below to find her Substack. Yes, she's a writer. Enjoy a immersive experience with singing, compassion, and honest truth. Again, go down below, find her Substack, subscribe to it so that you're also notified on when she posts on there with more heartfelt and uplifting stories where we can all navigate the unattractive aspects toward accepting and receiving and giving community and self-love. Now back to the video. And we're back. So that night sparked my why, because damn, that shit was not cute. It was not, it was unattractive. It was very unattractive, okay? I knew if somebody told me that sometimes doing the things that are best for you won't always feel pleasant, I would have appreciated it. If I knew that still crying and feeling upset about what occurred is not an invitation to continuing on self-sabotaging behavior, but instead it's an invitation to receiving self-compassion and patience, I would have appreciated that. If I knew that my best can sometimes be really bad and sucky, and at any moment I have the ability to redeem myself, I would have what?
Appreciated
Appreciated
that.
that. My why on these discussions about navigating the unattractive aspects toward accepting and giving self-love and community love is because this love thing isn't always gonna be light and airy and easy. Building intimate relationships with yourself and others require accountability, and that can be uncomfortable. And admitting to that in the first place can feel very unattractive. Building intimacy with yourself and others also requires having the ability to admit to making mistakes, even if you didn't mean to, even if you didn't mean to make that mistake or mean to make the person feel that way. If that still happens, intimacy is built through accepting that what occurred happened and having the courage and the humility to admit and apologize and take responsibility for our actions, and that can feel really ugly. It doesn't mean it is, yet it can feel really ugly, and that can lead to avoidant behavior, and it's unattractive to experience that. And most of all, my why is really fueled by sharing that the I'm getting emotional. I don't want to have that recorded, but maybe I should for my own. It's like I'm not there anymore, but I can allow myself to still process whatever wants to be expressed. Becoming the person who causes the pain and perpetuates the same pain that I suffered from, I thought I was like inherently evil and wicked and unable to redeem myself. Like, actually. And that's really my biggest why.
Like, the reason why I make these videos is because I literally looked up on Google or YouTube, how do you love yourself? How do you do that? And I got articles that were just like, just love yourself, take yourself out on dates, you know, just stuff like that. And I was like, so what do you do when you don't believe you're worthy of that? What do you do if you hate yourself and you don't want to be alive anymore? What do you do? And I'm really solution oriented. If I hear somebody saying they're thirsty, I'm already on my way to the kitchen and getting them some water. Like, I'm really solution oriented. So that's how I got into that mode of like, how do you do this thing? And again, subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications to find out how I will be carrying us through this conversation and, you know, navigating the unattractive aspects toward accepting self and community love and giving self and community love. So my why is really fueled by answering the question I begged to be answered on that night in December 2022. If I would have read somewhere that experiencing self-resentment doesn't inherently make me an evil person, I believe I would have felt a sense of relief that reintroduces me to the magic of what it means to be alive. Because I didn't see the magic in what it means to be alive for a while. Unconsciously, and then when that became conscious, I'm laughing because I'm doing my best to make light of that time in my life. And so that's my why. Like, if I can support anybody who's having a hard time accepting themselves, and not just by telling you what to do, because listen, the gag is I knew what to do. Like, I knew what to do. You know what I mean? Like, I knew, okay, I knew attend therapy, I knew journal, I knew exercise, I knew meditate, I knew to do all those things. I was doing all those things before I got to that rock bottom point. Yet there was an impression I had that it would be easy, and that was a lie. It was a lie. It was a lie, oh, it was a lie. It was a lie. There were so many instances where I was just like, am I doing this right? Because if I am, why do I still feel like I'm not worthy of compassion right now? Am I doing this right? Because if I am, why am I still feeling like I deserve below the barrel treatment? Am I doing this right? Because if I am, why am I still like treating myself like I haven't been forgiven? And those margins of the process toward accepting my own love and being able to trust that what I'm giving to others is actually love and not just a concealed begging for their love, or it's not concealed in a transactional type of love, like I'll do this for you, I'll show up for you so that you can show up for me. No, like what I'm giving to others actually is genuine and it's within my capacity to give, and I'm not expecting anything in return, and I'm grateful for whatever they give actually, because they could give me anything. Like, that journey and that in between is really unattractive. It's where the ugly cries are located. It's where the swallowing your words are located. It's where the ignoring your intuition is located. It's unattractive. And I want to talk about that, those moments, those moments where ignoring my intuition was actually what led me to value when I hear it. And patience, because listen, I'm choosing to live life a whole different way than I used to. I'm coming from today's not about who I am. Subscribe to my channel to find out who is Rose Marika. And turn on post notifications as well for that one. Today is all about why. So yeah, that's why, like, if I had found content that discussed the ugliness and unattractive aspects of this journey towards self-love and accepting community love, because they're one and the same, Ubuntu, that's also in the why video. I'm giving y'all a few gems to keep it spicy because this video is heavy. And we are heavyweight champs, so we can carry it. I know it would have helped me a lot. So that's my why. I'm really embodying who I wished was in my corner when I was going through that stuff. And, you know, that's my why. Much respect to how that unfolded. I believe everybody just did their best. Again, as I said, if I knew my best could be really ass and sucky sometimes, I would have appreciated that. And it would have been cool to see, okay, so because my best can really be boo-boo sometimes, I can admit, and I don't have to be in denial about it having been horrible. And I can admit and be more efficient with getting to redemption. If there's anybody I could help with recognizing their humanity, especially if you identify as non-white, LGBTQI plus community, lower class, differently able-bodied, older age, younger age, just all these identity markers that were and are considered irrelevant under these larger systems of oppression. If you were taught to ignore your own humanity due to your identity markers, if you were taught to not consider how you feel due to your identity markers, this is absolutely for you. If you identify as a woman, if you identify as non-binary, if you identify as a person, okay, I'm just reminding everyone of their humanity, and especially those of us who have been taught directly or indirectly that our humanity doesn't exist, especially for those of us who have been taught that our humanity doesn't exist. This page is for you. Because that's been the biggest theme for me. It was when I recognized my humanity that I was able to be receptive to the compassion and patience and grace and accountability and overall the complexity of this human experience. It only became less of a threat to my personhood when I accepted my humanity. And so that's why I do this. If I can help anybody recognize their humanity and have that be a portal toward self-compassion, kindness, faith, love, I'll do it. I'll do it, man. I'll do it, man. I've been making a few videos here and there, falling, getting back up, falling, getting back up, inconsistently falling, getting back up, inconsistency, falling and getting back up. But I'm going to still show up because my why is to support anybody who has forgotten their humanity. Listen, man, it's human to experience contradicting emotions simultaneously, bruh. It's human to have emotions, period. It's human to not want to feel horrible, not want to feel despair. And it's human to learn that being in despair might actually be a comfort zone. It's human to learn that sometimes that victim mentality feels like home. And now we just want to live in a better home. And notice how I said better. It's not bad or good. Some stuff is for you and some stuff is not for you. It's not a one size fits all. I do know there is something such as better and worse. There's some outcomes that I would like, and there's some outcomes that I would rather not have happen. And so if I can support anybody in improving their relationship with themselves and other people, and it starts with us, so specifically us for in this moment, I'll do it. Even if that means exposing one of the biggest heartbreaking moments in my life that I caused, then I'll do it. Because I'm not going to come up here and paint myself as a picture perfect person. That's a lie. And love doesn't lie. Love is honest. So I'm coming at y'all. Am I blinded? That's why I have... Don't worry about it being daytime. Don't worry about that. Originally I was going to record this last night, but it started getting late. And I was like, I think I'd rather sleep and then wake up earlier. So here we are in the next day. But yeah, that's why I set the mood of it being like, you know, we're winding down. We're being vulnerable. You know, y'all see me in a towel. That's vulnerable to me, at least. Because if you even look at my get ready with me videos, I'm not the type to change on camera. It will just be a transition and I'm in a new fit. So I really wanted to set that tone. Ooh, just in commercial break. And we're back. Did you like the throwback video? Well, if you did, subscribe to this YouTube page and turn on post notifications to find out when the original YouTube video will be posted. Yes, you will actually be hearing the official audio and listen to Rosemarika back in 2022 and how she was living life back then, what she was doing, where she was going. If you're interested, subscribe and be on the lookout for that video because it will be posted next week. Back to the video. And we're back. Well, that's actually the end of this video. I'm extremely grateful for y'all tuning into this video and listening to my why. Big nutshell, the reason why I make videos on navigating and approaching the unattractive aspects toward accepting community and self-love is because I want to support people in recognizing their own humanity. And honestly, this feels a lot bigger than me, and it feels like I'm walking in my purpose. And so I'm listening to the steps I'm being asked to take by the divine, by my higher self, and by me in the now, because I do want to do this. So that's really my why. I believe if you're watching this, you're right on time. I appreciate you for being here. Your presence and existence on this earth is extremely valuable. So thank you for sharing your time with me in this moment. And we're going to end it with the song of the day, which is Stone or Lavender by Hiatus Coyote. Okay. Please learn to love. Please don't bury us unless we're seeds. Alexa,
Pause. I'm going to end it right there. She said, please don't bury us unless we're seeds. Hold on, y'all gonna hear the next line. Alexa, play. If you know very well it's naughty. Alexa, pause. She said, learn to forgive. You know very well it's not easy.
Oh!
I'm the type who sometimes needs music to help them evoke emotions, especially crying. Sometimes the tears don't drop unless I'm listening to a song that moves me and gets me to have the tears fall. This is one of them. And I feel like it really went with the theme of today. And I hope this song carries you and supports you in the same way I felt carried and supported by this song. I actually have something to add with the song of the day. In the end, one of the lyrics she says is, we will get over only if we wanna. And if you're here, you want to love. And that means that you will get through it. Because there's so much power in the will for something. So if you want to, you will absolutely get there. And she said, and I know that we will get over only if we wanna. Please believe me when I say it will be okay. And it will be. So that's really why I thought this song was so fitting. On that note, know and remember and believe that it is another day. It's another chance. It's time to seize the moment. What? While we do a dance. Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I also love myself in the process. And I will see you on my next video. Comment down below how this left you feeling. Comment down below if you have anything to share with the people. And comment down below a hug if you made it this far into the video. Okay, bye. Actually, we're gonna have a blooper section, and so if you made it this far, comment a lion and the hugs. You can still do the hugs, but also comment a lion down below that lets me know that you made it all the way to the end of the bloopers. That's actually who has been on my lap this whole time. This is Larrabee, my favorite stuffed animal. I didn't really grow up with stuffed animals. I used to have them, but they always ended up on the floor, so then I stopped purchasing them or asking for them. And then I bought Larrabee in IKEA, and the moment I held Larrabee, I'm gonna insert a picture. Yeah, the moment I held Larrabee, I just couldn't put Larrabee down. I love Larrabee. And I feel like also with me like growing my hair out, yeah, it looks a little flat today, but I feel like I'm growing my mane out as well, so it's like we go together. Like, and lion is my favorite animal, so that's the hairy thing you see on my lap. It's my comfort. It's my comfort animal, period. I'm so glad I have these commercial breaks. Like, I have to keep it light. Like, this is some heavyweight stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh. This is actually cracking me up because okay. I feel like I'm in a one-man show or something. I was about to cry.